Every year someone asks me, since I am remembering when I'm talking, if I were sure my memory was correct. And the answer is no, any more than yours is. Who wants a correct memory? Memory is not a matter of making deposits and then the retrieval of what you deposited. It's more like a river. And it takes on something of the landscape as it goes along, leaving deposits of richness and taking on something of the earth beside, and it changes all along the way. If it were the same all the time, it would simply be a dead sea. Of course, it's not exact. I remember talking with a woman in Detroit years ago who was a stenographer for politicians and preachers. Great preachers and great politicians, and she did what was called writing after. Listen to the person, I suppose in shorthand, her own or standard, and then write it down and type it up, and that was what was said. And I said, were you always sure that you had it exactly? She said, I never was sure, because what I wrote and what they said was not the same. And what you would read, if you read what I wrote, would be even yet different. So don't be hesitant to talk to others if you think your memory is failing. It may be just kicking into another gear. It might be better than it ever was. But share something. You know what strangers are? Strangers are people who do not have a memory to share. So share your memories, tattered and frayed and uncertain as they may be. Because who knows? You may be right on target after all. Nettie and I have friends we've known for a long time. But when they approached the 50th anniversary of their wedding, he had already begun to see signs of slippage, some not Alzheimer's, just some other form of dementia. He took her to all the doctors. It was gradually getting worse. She reached a point where she was afraid of him. What are you doing in my house? Who are you? How did you get in here? Calling the 911. Convinced the therapist that maybe she'd be better off if they divorced and got rid of each other. He hated it. He didn't want to. She loved him, really. He loved her, really. But she was afraid of him. She was frightened. What's a stranger doing here? They divorced. She went to a place that's able to care for people in her condition. They never said she had Alzheimer's. I don't know what it was. He couldn't stand it. So he would go out, and still does go out every Sunday at noon and takes her to lunch. And they go for a drive. And one of the workers said to her when she came in from the drive one Sunday afternoon, who is that man that comes for lunch and takes you for a drive? And she said, I don't know who he is. And the worker said, well, why do you go with him? Why do you let him take you to lunch and go on a drive? And she said, I don't know. He kind of reminds me of my ex-husband. He was so kind. Was she remembering? Sure. Remembering the very same thing that you remember and I remember. And that is the good times. The good times. You remember that. Our time's about up, Steve. You going to sing?
Yep. Sing along. Flies in the buttermilk shoe, fly shoe. Flies in the buttermilk shoe, fly shoe. Flies in the buttermilk shoe, fly shoe. Skip to my loo, my darling. Loo, skip to my loo, loo. Skip to my loo, loo. Skip to my loo, skip to my loo, my darling. Little red wagon painted blue, little red wagon painted blue, little red wagon painted blue. Skip to my Lou, my darling, Lou, skip to my Lou, skip to my Lou, skip to my Lou, skip to my Lou, my darling. Well, we can go on with stanzas on that, but you get the idea. Now, annually, I write a song to show how much I think of our brother Fred here. And I wrote it on this melody here. And he's talked about love, mentioned his beautiful wife, Nettie. Now, I've started to wonder, what was Fred like before he met Nettie? Then if you start thinking about that, you start wondering, how in the world did he ever get Nettie in the first place? And so, I've got the answer here. Fred went out to a Saturday dance to find a gal he'd take his chance. All the pretty girls made his halo blanch. Look out for Fred, ye ladies. The girl said to Craddock, you'd better be careful. He don't look smart, but he's a silver-tongued devil. If you let him quote scripture, you surely played hell. Look out for Fred, ye ladies. Fred set his cap on a statuesque beauty. She bowled him over like a truck full of turkeys. He found when they danced that her name was Nettie. Look out for Freddie, Nettie. He set to quoting the Song of Solomon. It got too racy and she kicked his bottoman. He pressed his suit with a confession of St. Augustine. Look out for Freddie, Nettie. He got her back with his winning ways. They wed and lived well all their days. With children and works, our world they've graced. Nettie and Freddie Craddock. Fred, Fred, Fred and Nettie. Fred, Fred, Fred and Nettie. Fred, Fred, Fred and Nettie. Fred and Nettie Craddock. That's how it's happened. Our last song, and this is it, right? This is it. This is one of our more erudite songs. We sing it every year. You sing along. It's called Bile Them Cabbage Down. Bile them cabbage down, down, turn them whole cakes round, round. The only song that I can sing is Bile them cabbage down. Went up on the mountaintop to give my horn a blow. Thought I heard my true love say, yonder comes my beau. Bile them cabbage down, down, turn them whole cakes round, round. The only song that I can sing is Bile them cabbage down. Took my gal to the blacksmith shop to have her mouth made small. She turned around a couple of times and swallowed chop and all. Bile them cabbage down, down, turn them whole cakes round, round. The only song that I can sing is Bile them cabbage down. My old hound dog ran away, wished he would come back. Chased the big hogs through the gate and the little ones through the crack. Bile them cabbage down, down, turn them whole cakes round, round. The only song that I can sing is Bile them cabbage down. Met a possum in the road, blind as he can be. Jumped the fence and whipped my dog and bristled up at me. Bile them cabbage down, down, turn them whole cakes round, round. The only song that I can sing is Bile them cabbage down. Once I had an old gray mule, his name was Simon Slick. He was mean as he could be, and how that mule could kick. How that old gray mule could kick, kick, kick to his dying breath. Put his hind legs in his mouth and kicked himself to death. Bile them cabbage down, down, turn them whole cakes round, round. The only song that I can sing is Bile them cabbage down. Possum in a cinnamon tree, raccoon on the ground. Raccoon says, you son of a gun, better throw some cinnamons down. Bile them cabbage down, down, turn them whole cakes round,